Grand Rising, everybody. This is Dice Game G here on the We Are VishusTv. We doing a live on NPC'S. If y'all don't know what NPC'S is, non-player characters. And I was wondering why, a person like me was doing this research, getting messages into the divine and spreading the wisdom. And everybody, a lot of people was looking at me like I'm crazy. They can't seem like they couldn't process it. You know what I mean? Because I was like, damn, why does it seem like I'm alone in this? And then when I found out about NPCs, that's why, people ain't getting it. Because they are non-player characters, you know what I'm saying? They are programmed to walk and think and talk and act like the system, the matrix, you know what I mean? And non-player character, I'm gonna get more into it and I'm gonna put, the definition on non-player character and here on the live so y'all can get the terminology right. So you won't think I'm making this stuff up. You know what I'm saying? Because I was wondering, like, damn, man, these people making me seem like I'm crazy, but I know I'm not crazy. Like I said, I'm just a person, a chosen one, a person that's spreading the light down to all other, light workers. Go on and wake up and get behind this and start exposing, this fraud of a system. Because now we in a time now. You see, 2025 has been, like we said it was going to be. It was going to be, it's going to be trying and it's going to be revealing, and that's what happened. And they're not trying to, give us the recognition because they know we right. They ain't trying to give us no benefit of doubt because they trying to keep their foot on our necks. But no, it's in reverse, yo. We got our foot on their neck. I'm telling you, I'm coming with a live talking about NPCs. So please join us. It's gonna be streaming out on Rumble, BitChute, and it's gonna be streaming out. Excuse me. It's gonna be streaming out on Rumble, YouTube, and the Locale channel. So please, come, and I'm gonna leave the link down in the description so people can go and check it out on the playback if you didn't catch the live. And I'm telling you, we're doing it live and we just spreading out awareness and the truth. You know what I mean? So please, hit that like button, subscribe if you ain't subscribed. And I'm telling you, tell everybody about us. We raw, real, and unedited on Raw Vicious Network. We are VishusTv. We doing it live and live for the 2025. And I love y'all, and I'm out. Grand Rising, everybody. This is Dice Game G coming back here on the We Are VishusTv, and we real, raw, and unedited. Me and Dickie Jr. This is 2025, y'all. We doing it extra lit this year. So make sure when you come to our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you've been subscribed. Hit that like button because that like button is gonna bring more people to our channel. And I'm telling you, we'd be so appreciated if you do that. Leave a comment too, because we want to know how you feel about every of all our content and this video you look at that too, even though the live stream. So make sure you subscribe, and you subscribe on other platforms too. You can find us really on Telegram. Telegram, we doing it live and lit on there too. Also, you find Instagram and X. Everybody, hit us on X. We doing it live on there too. We got our TikTok channel too. We're gonna leave all the links in the description, and our BitChute channel doing great. So I'm Dice Game G here on Raw Vicious Network, and I love y'all on We Are VishusTv.
Now back to our presentation.
Grand Rising, everybody. This is Dice Game G coming back here on the We Are VishusTv. We doing it live and lit right now on NPC'S.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to know the definition of NPCs. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people know about the non-player characters. You know what I'm saying? In the video games. You know, and I'm gonna go into what the definition of NPCs. But I want to thank everybody that coming and listening and catching the playback. If you don't catch this live, you can hit the playback. And I want to thank everybody who subscribed, who been sharing the content, and I'm Dice Game Jizzle, you know what I'm saying? And my brother Dickie Jr., he said he was going to step back on this one. He wasn't going to do this, but I told her I was going to do this because a lot of NPCs, and I want to say 80% of the population, that's just me. That's me. That's my opinion. 80% of the population are NPCs. I'm just going to put it like this. You know what I'm saying? Because my awakening, I was trying to, when I finally started getting all the information, you know what I'm saying, downloads and stuff, I was trying to wake people up, but it was so hard to wake people up. And I was wondering why, it seems like I was the only one to see this. Why I was the only one that was seeing in the signs and the symbols and seeing that the Illuminati exists, reptilians, you know what I'm saying, the war in space, the war above the dome. I seen the war above the dome in 2011, you know what I'm saying, because our galactic brothers and sisters was battling in 2011. And I was watching the whole damn thing because I was working third shift at the college, MTSU, and I was witnessing the war above the dome. In the game, a non-player character, NPCs is a character within a game that is not controlled by a player. Instead, NPCs are typically controlled by the game artificial intelligence, AI, or in tabletops, RPGs, by the game master. They can serve vicious proposals from providing questions and information to acting as vendors or even enemies. So, we know about, the NPCs in the game. You know what I'm saying? Because the NPCs in the game is controlled by the game. The game, laid down, the rules for these characters, and basically they have to follow them because they scripted, they controlled. You know what I mean? So you like San Andreas. You know what I mean? Here's more details breaking down the origin of use. The term, in the tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons, where players control their own characters, PCs, and the game master control all other characters, NPCs. In video games, NPCs are usually controlled by the game AI through some may have determined behavior. So I'm just, you see, what I'm saying, this, NPCs, is being used in these games. And if you go into a game, because it's a game right now, you can play and you can talk to the NPCs, and NPCs thinking they are alive. They thinking they are real people, but actually they don't know they in a simulation, and it's like a matrix over there for them. Like in Grand Theft Auto series, NPCs populate the city, walking around, driving cars, and reaching and reacting to the player's actions. In Animal Crossing, NPCs like Tom Hook and Bella gives the players tactics and progress the game. In a fantasy RPGs, a tavern keeper who sells drinks, interacts with players, could be an NPC. You know what I mean? And I'm just telling you, it's a lot of NPCs in this world right now. Like I said, this example it explains it. Especially when I come with this next one, when it really states that it means with people too in our world. because it's a lot of NPCs running around here. Because you can talk to them, you can tell them and trying to wake them up, and they would never get it. It's like talking to a brick wall. Beyond the game, the concepts of NPCs has also been used in discussion about real life behavior, suggesting that some people may act in predictable or in original ways similar to how NPCs behave in games. The usage of the term is often used to critical a lack of individual and critical thinking. I couldn't even see that last one, but that's what I'm saying. Most of the people in the population are NPCs. I'm just hate to say that. A lot of people, you want to get mad because I'm saying this or I'm bringing this out, but it's the truth. It's it's a lot of people that I was trying to discuss with about the Illuminati, about the alien grays, about the reptilians, and about the Democrats and Obama and Donald J. Trump. And a lot of them, they flipped out. They flipped the wig. They didn't want to hear. They kept saying, where you get your information from? But like I said, all this stuff is all on the web. You know what I'm saying? Look at this picture right here. It shows what a real person, is, and then you see how an NPC is. You see that little guy in the middle at the top. You know what I mean? That states you could say a soul. And you see the other one on the bottom with no guy sitting in the middle that's saying it's a shell. That NPC is a shell. It don't have, it's soulless. It's a soulless being. And basically you can program that NPC, and that NPC, whatever you control it with, whatever you put down for it to do, it will follow your direction. But it don't do no critical thinking. It don't really, NPC it's not creative. It just go by the script. But the real person, you got the person right there in the middle, and like I said, it states about a person with a soul. You know what I mean? And basically that person sitting in the middle do all the, critical thinking and really, can see through the veil. And that's what all this picture is specified. You know what I mean? I had to really come in and do this because I've been wanting to do a live talking about these non-player characters, these NPCs, because, at first, like I said, when I came into my awakening, and I was seeing the things I was seeing and understanding what I was understanding, what I'm saying? And I was trying to light people with it. It's like talking to brick walls. I mean, 8 out of 10 folks is NPC. And that's my opinion. I don't want you to be going with, they said 80% of these, said people are NPCs. No, I'm saying this is my opinion because, I have my, I have my, opinion about this stuff because, I have talked to thousands of people and was talking to them about this agenda. And like I said, 8 out of 10 people seemed like they couldn't cope with what I was saying. Even now, you know what I mean? And before I get more into this, how me and my brother Dickie laid the information out and how we do our, videos and our lives. This is how we do it. We don't, like I said in the previous video, we don't do what everybody else should do. You know what I'm saying? We comfortable how we do it, and like I told you that I'm really trying to deprogram from these programs they've been laying on me for all these years. You know what I mean? Everybody got programs in it. You went to school, you went to elementary school, you went to high school. It's all programming, y'all. It's all programming. You know what I'm saying? And people got to start realizing, that these schools and shit, you know what I'm saying? Your parents sign their rights away. And to the state, when they sign you up in public schools, that's why the parents, when the child don't go to school, they get hit with truancy, and then they want to lock the kids up and lock the parents up too, because the fact is, your parents gave their rights away. You know what I mean? They signed on the dotted line saying that yes, we will have my child in school, and like I said, you just got to go read the contract, because everything is built on contract. You go to work, you go to job, before you get that job, you know what I'm saying, you sign a contract. So, but they live, it shows everything what we talk about with NPCs. You know what I'm saying? You see this little skeleton up top say obey. You know what I'm saying? It shows you that if you seen the movie, you seen about damn near 80 to 90% of the population was asleep. They was asleep, and they was conditioned, and they was programmed, and and it's gonna be some clips that's gonna flip back, and it's gonna show you what I'm talking about if you haven't seen They Live. You know what I mean? And Ryder Piper was the star of the movie. And what flipped me out of the movie, that fighting scene with Ryder Piper and the black guy. He was trying to get the black guy to put on the glasses and see what he was seeing through the glasses. And I mean, that fight scene was damn near 15 minutes. You know what I mean? And it was stating that this is how hard to get people to look through the looking glass, look through the glasses. If you're trying to show them, what's going on, and they say you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You know what I mean? And if they don't want to drink it, they're gonna put up a massive fight with you. And that's what happened into this movie. Ryder Piper and the black guy was fighting, about 15 minutes. He wasn't going, he did everything. They beat each other down to the ground, and dude was trying not to put on them glasses, but when Ryder Piper got him down, he finally was whooping on him, and he finally got tired, and he just forced him to put on the glasses. When he put on the glasses, oh man, he woke up then. He was seeing, everything what Ryder Piper was seeing in glasses. And I'm telling you, that's how these NPCs is. That's how most of the people in our world is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all will go into battle. For hours, and they still won't see what you see. They still don't want to see what you see. They don't even want to hear it. You see this picture right here, obey, confirm, you know what I mean? Sleep, stay asleep, watch. You know what I mean? This is all in subliminal. You know what I mean? Because when you see the obey sign, that was like a picture of a vacation that people can take. I mean, you see it in a physical form. It shows that it was basically a sign that so you want to go on a vacation and stuff like that. That's what they were saying. But in behind the script, it say obey. I mean, you just gotta go watch the movie, because the movie is so truth telling and about how our world really is. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's a good movie. It's an 80s movie. And I was wondering why I was so attracted to this movie. And now I know why, because I've been having my, experiences, my, They Live experiences. And I'm telling you, and I'm looking at this skeleton, this whatever this ugly thing is. I want to say it's a fucking reptilian. You know what I'm saying? What you think? And I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? These NPCs is everywhere. And that's why it's been so hard. And not just me, everybody else that's been waking up and trying to, expose this, been having problems, putting this message out and trying to wake people up to show that what's going on in this world. Give me some time. Give me a minute. I'm going to switch up the picture, and then we really can get off into it. All right. We are hashtag VishusTv, and I'm Dice Game and Dickie Jr. Make sure you follow us on Rumble channel and also follow us. No. Okay, I'm back. Let me see. Damn, I should have made that bigger. Give me a few minutes. Give me a little time. I get everything together. Yeah. I don't know. This platform ain't been working well at all. Okay, let me see. It's still a little. What the fuck? Okay, I'm almost there. Come on now. The hell? Damn. I don't know what that is. That's still little as hell. I'm about to say the time of my life. I don't like to be stuck in this platform. Be bullshitting. Come on, show me something. Pop up there. Okay. Come on. Whatever. Let's see how that look. Damn, that's still small. Fuck it. Well, we gonna go as it is right now. But like I said, most of the planet is NPCs, and it don't matter how much you talk to these people. You know what I mean? Even now, when they seeing the Democratic Party, the Democratic Party been showing their true colors. They've been lying to everybody. The news, CNN, you know what I'm saying, been lying to people for so long now. People are seeing it now. But people seeing it, do they understand it? It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they see it, but they don't understand what's really going on. So if you ain't understand it, you still not getting it. And I see it right now. People are still under the spell, because just the other day when I was witnessing the and the flood was going on in Texas. People still sitting up there, they still sitting up there recording the shit, and they seen kids floating by in a car screaming. I'm sorry. I had to put the phone down. I had to help them kids. I don't know what's going on with our population right now when they like to pick up these phones instead of helping, your fellow men and women. You know what I'm saying? Same way we went on in New York City, like last year, when a legal migrant set fire to a woman, a innocent woman. Well, basically they said she was homeless, but it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? That was a human being. And we seeing a guy sitting there recording. I mean, he recorded the whole thing while she was on fire. I'm sorry. That shows me that person sitting there recording, instead of trying to put that woman out, trying to help save that woman's life. I'm sorry. That person was recording is an NPC. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? So you sitting up there, watching this, and I know it smells horrible, because you know how burning flesh smell like. I mean, it's not a good smelling thing. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? And you see most of the people right now, they looking for a viral moment. Every day, if something goes on, people hurry up and pick up their phone and trying to record and catch, trying to go viral on all these platforms. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm not picking, I'm just speaking out some real true facts, because I'm seeing NPC signs out of a lot of these people. You know what I mean? It seems like they can't do no critical thinking. They see that woman was set on fire. He's sitting there, and he was sitting there and recording. He said, "Oh my God! Oh, how come somebody do this and this? What are you doing to help to save this woman?" You might have well set her on fire too as well. Because you sat up there and watched this woman burn to death, same way what I seen on them footages go in Texas when the kids was in that car and that fucking car floated by and that person sat there and recorded the whole damn thing. You know what I mean? Didn't say anything, just sat there and record. I'm just saying what's going on in our world today. And I'm just saying this got to be a evil place right now. We in hell. Yeah. This is some form of hell. Because if you just sit back and you watch this and you see this and you see, kids being, taken away by, large quantities of water and you just don't want to help, that means you don't give a fuck. You're an NPC as well. So, and another thing too, people want to stay on Donald J. Trump. Oh, Donald J. Trump. I mean, I'm hearing these people is so have this Donald Trump derangement, and I ain't trying to be up here trying to, defend Donald Trump. There ain't none of that. But I'm getting tired of hearing about Donald Trump. Oh, this is Donald Trump's fault. Did this big beautiful bill, and it took some resources away. Why they couldn't? Come on now, you look at Texas. You do some critical thinking. Do some critical thinking, my NPCs. Texas, how much rain Texas get? Ain't Texas mostly dry? Texas don't get as much rain like it do here in Tennessee or Georgia or Kentucky. Hell, even New York. Texas mostly stay dry. Ain't the deserts in Texas? Put it like this. If you do your research, look up cloud seeding. Look up cloud seeding. Because Texas been cloud seeding for forever. And that's why Texas basically flooded like it flooded, because Texas was never equipped for that much rainwater. So when you got a place that mostly stay dry, even California stay mostly dry, it don't rain and much, you know what I'm saying? But here lately, because the planet is shifting, I've been snow fell in motherfucking California. You know what I mean? That fucked me up. But take it with Texas wasn't equipped for all that rain, all that water. And like I said, everybody want to blame Donald Trump, but people don't realize and do their research to know about cloud seeding. And you do your research. And Texas was not equipped for that. And then before that, somewhat part up in Texas, and I forgot what, other county in Texas, basically, it was raining. Basically, it was raining blue. It was raining blue drops. I mean, that should tells you that something is going on, and with our weather, and this is weather. Weather. I can even say they got the this weather. Well, I can even say it, but they fucking, they fuck with the weather, they tamper with it, and like I said, they seeded these clouds, and they put all these chemicals in these fucking clouds and shit, and when it rains out these fucking blue chemicals. So I'm just saying, this shit, you gotta make some sense of this shit, because I'm just here to, plant the seed so the ones who can, see through the veil and realize it and can do their research. Because they didn't know, they can go and do their research and find out what I'm talking about, So, Texas, is getting really hit very hard right now. And I want to put my condolences out for all the people. It was 105 people they found so far deceased. And I'm gonna put it like this: this is no conspiracy, and this shit was set the fuck up. Everybody can say, well, you keep saying this is all, always set up. Why is it always got to be the Illuminati? But this is deep state here. This is the shit that we was talking about them depopulating. You know what I mean? And Texas is a red state. You know what I mean? And they know how to, control control this weather. And it makes sense. It makes fucking sense because when you going to school, they was teaching you how what makes a tornado, what forms an earthquake. They were telling you that right there. You know what I mean? If they didn't have no control over anything, if they didn't know about Mother Nature, you know, they wouldn't know how the tornadoes formed and earthquakes, how earthquakes work. I'm telling you, these people playing God. These people, and these 1% and these deep state motherfuckers, these Illuminati motherfuckers, they the ones who, doing all this shit right now. They know they losing the grasp of the people. People waking up and people exposing their ass. So they really panicking right now. And they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose. They lost already, but they really gonna, fold up. So I'm just saying, for all y'all NPCs out there, you know, if this ain't reached to you, if it still went over your head, you ain't gonna never wake up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry. You know what I mean? So keep, I don't know what to say no more to the NPCs because you can't say nothing. It's like talking to brick walls and shit. So we might as well leave that alone. For all the other people that wants to know and what's going on, put it like this: take Donald Trump out of your vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? Quit looking at him. You know what I'm saying? Look at the facts at hand because they know they losing on all fronts. Donald Trump is breaking everything up. He the one that come in that's gonna uh 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 delete all this shit they was doing, all this corruption. He gonna expose that he's that one. You know what I mean? I ain't saying to worship this cat. I ain't saying to look at him as your savior. He's only a man. He only can do so much. But just saying this is not due to Donald Trump. This is cloud seeding, that what you see in Texas, and a lot of shit that we about to experience here in a minute. But I'm telling you, the gig is up. It's up. It's a wrap. So I want to thank everybody for listening. You know what I mean? And I just had to, put this out. You know, I just came from work not a couple of hours, so I'm a brother getting tired. You know what I'm saying? I work hard. You know what I mean? So please share this. Please like. And please do your research. You know what I'm saying? If you want to donate, you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting it out there. If you want to donate, donate to Cash App Dice 3789. All the links is going to be in the description. And you already know every weekend, me and Dickie come together and do a live. I don't know what we're gonna do this weekend, but we're gonna get it in raw, real, and unedited. You know, I had to really do this myself. He said he through with the NPCs. He ain't nothing he can, tell these motherfuckers no more. You know what I mean? He did what he can do. And I feel him. Because like I said, we've been called every name of the book. We've been, it's a damn shame that we had to go what we went through back in the day. You know what I mean? But we still stayed in our square and we stayed, stayed positive and I told myself that I wasn't gonna stop, you know. So we doing the best we can, trying to put the messages out. And this is how we do it. If you don't like it, like I said, keep trucking. Like I said, I'm here right now to trying to deprogram from all these programs, that they put on me when I was going through school. See, all that shit is programmed when you even you how to talk, how to walk, your presentation, all this shit they taught you in school. You know, it's all programming. If you don't like what I'm saying, I don't give a fuck. But it's the truth. You know what I mean? So how I talk, how I say it, how I present things, this is how I love to do it. If you don't want to get behind it, oh well, I don't give a fuck. Keep on trucking. You know what I mean? So, like I said, we know what we doing, and we know we linked up to the spirit. We know we meditate, and we do what we can do to pass along the messages. You know what I mean? And we do it in the way that we can be comfortable. You know, so I want to say thank y'all for listening. I love y'all. And basically, comment, don't be scared. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna bite you. We ain't gonna bite your head out. We ain't we love comments. We love, interacting with people. You know what I'm saying? So if you got any questions, please, hit that comment. You know what I mean? Because we want to hear from y'all. For real. I love y'all, and I'm out.